so nervous. Hi everybody.
Can somebody explain to me why everybody is trying to be living like a celebrity, doing what they see on it?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cameron. I'm a licensed esthetician, licensed aesthetics educator, and the owner of Lash Beauty Company. Today we're going to talk about beauty school, otherwise known as aesthetics school. So my goal for this video is to kind of educate you guys on the potentials of aesthetic school, and if you're someone who is interested in attending aesthetic schools, this is something that you definitely want to watch. I'm going to be spilling information from both angles because I have been a student in aesthetic school, and then I'm also an instructor at aesthetic schools now. So I do feel like I can share both sides of the spectrum and help you out if you are someone that is interested in becoming a licensed esthetician. First thing is the program length. So most esthetician programs range from 600 to 1200 hours. It's dependent on the state that you're in and whether or not you go to full or part-time aesthetic school. Here in North Carolina, it is 600 credit hours in order for you to obtain your aesthetics licensure, and it takes you about 6 months to a year depending upon if you're going to go full or part-time. Few aesthetic schools that I would recommend here in North Carolina would be Leon's Beauty School. Leon's Beauty School I hear is a great aesthetics program. Possibly any of the community colleges, I would also check there first. But for any aesthetic school, you want to make sure that you 100% do your research on aesthetic schools. There are some cheaper schools out here, and although the school may be cheap, you may end up lacking because the school is cheap. You might have and this is me coming from an instructor, because I have worked at cheaper schools in the past, and there have been instances at cheaper schools that I've worked at that, for example, students were using old products. So you might be using 2-3 year old product in their school if the school is cheap and they're only charging you $5,000 for tuition. So you do need to do your research. Cheap does not always mean efficient. I know we'd like to save money, but for the quality of your education, I think it's very, very important that you do your research on these schools, because they will lie to you, okay? They will try to make it seem like, hey, our school is perfect, everything about the school is great, and that's just not true. So be sure to do your research on that. Next thing I would have to say is the curriculum. So expect to study skin analysis, facials, hair removal techniques, makeup application, product knowledge, and sanitation practices. Some programs may also cover business and marketing skills. So just, again, it depends on the school and what all does the school offer. I will say I would recommend that you find a school that does offer all of that, as well as keep your options open. I know when I attended aesthetic school, for me it was I just want to go in, I want to learn how to do lashes, I don't want to learn how to do anything else. And that when you go in with that mindset, you're going to inhibit yourself from performing well in the industry, because you're not giving yourself a chance to explore the other horizon. You might find that you love to do facials, you might find that you love to do brows. So definitely go into school with an open mind, knowing that, hey, I am here to complete this program, and I'm going to be like a sponge and soak up all the information that I possibly can about my aesthetics journey, because in all actuality, aesthetics is only 600 hours. After that, you are on your own. It's up to you to get continued education and to continue to grow yourself as an aesthetic professional. I also want to be quite honest with you guys that aesthetics is, a lot of people, there's a statistic I believe that says about 50% of people do not use their aesthetics license. So just because you finish school, that does not always guarantee that you're going to get your licensure and that you're going to go into the field and start practicing aesthetics. Some people do not practice aesthetics at all, and they have an esthetician license. Be realistic with yourself. If this isn't something that you're passionate about, and you know it's something that I'm passionate about for right now, then maybe aesthetic school is not for you. I don't know. I just want you to I want to be completely transparent, because this is an investment. Some esthetician schools range from the lower range to $5,000 to the upwards of 20 to 30 grand. So this is a huge investment, and you want to make it worth your while. Next is hands-on training. So a significant portion of your education will involve practical experience. So practical experience is where you are actually working on human beings. You are actually working on people. At your aesthetic school, you're going to have a clinic, and in that clinic, that is where potential clients can come and see you. So friends, family, you want to invite those people to come and see you in your program, because that is how you get your completions for the program. You will be required to have a certain number of facials, a certain number of brow waxes, a certain number of makeup before you can leave the program. The hands-on training is included in aesthetic school, and I feel that a lot of students, they aspire to have that hands-on training, which I can completely understand. The schools typically do not promise you that hands-on training. Yes, they might have a walk-in special or walk-ins, which is great depending on if you're day or night class. Day classes typically see more walk-ins simply because it's during the day, whereas night classes not so much. And so due to that, you're going to have to pull in your own clients. Do not rely on your school to give you all of the clients that you need to get out of school. That is not going to happen. You're setting yourself up for failure. Be actively inviting your friends, inviting family, actively talking to people out in the world. If you're out and about and you look really great and someone compliments you on your lashes, on your brows, oh, I'm actually an esthetician student, you should come and see me at my school. I go to XXX. So be prepared to do that as well. This is going to be licensing requirements. So after completing your coursework, you must pass a state licensing exam to practice legally. Research your state specific requirements as they can vary. So in order to actually obtain your esthetician license, what you're going to need to do first is complete school. Okay, complete school, complete the 600 hours, or that's for North Carolina, I'm not sure about other states, but complete those hours that are required to you by the school. Complete all of the school's coursework theory, pass the school's final exam. Okay, you gotta pass the school's final exam, and then once you have done all that and you are prepared to graduate out, your school typically has some sort of ceremony, or they clap you out, and then they might have the ceremony later for you to attend with your friends and family to congratulate you. But all of that, you want to make sure that you complete all of your coursework, and then once you've completed your coursework, that information is going to be sent to your state board, letting them know that, hey, this person has completed their curriculum and everything with our school, and they're currently going to be applying for state board. Once that email has been sent to state board, then you can start applying to take your actual state board test. So you'll have to take your theory, which is going to be a written test. It's a test about infection control, things that you've learned in aesthetics, hair removal, the actual theory and concepts behind aesthetics. And most people, I'm not going to say most people, but a lot of people breeze over this part. A lot of estheticians, they don't realize how important theory is, and that's why it's so essential to really read your textbook, be inclined and into what you're learning, because it will be extremely helpful to you when you go to take your theory exam. They're going to ask you questions about infection control, about different color hues. What color hue is perfect for this type of skin type? What skin ingredients are good for this type of skin type? You know, those questions may pop up on your exam. When I took my esthetician written exam, most of the exam was infection control practices. Do you understand infection control? Do you know how to clean and sterilize your implements in between guests? That was one of the biggest concepts on my exam. Even my teacher's exam, my instructor's exam was centered also around infection control. So infection control is going to be one of the biggest things. Actually, the first week of school, that's what you learn, is infection control. It is a core fundamental value of aesthetics and cosmetology, so definitely take that serious. Next is going to be continuing education. So the beauty industry is constantly evolving. Consider ongoing education opportunities and advanced techniques, new products, and trends to stay competitive. So before I became a licensed educator, or rather before I started as a licensed educator in schools, I was a continued educator, and I'm still a continued educator. Continued educators are people like me who have their instructor's license. You guys can see it up there. People who have their instructor's license who teach you specialized classes and skill. So although I can teach you full-on aesthetics at a school, that's what I do part-time as an instructor, but I also teach individualized training. So if you want to come learn lashes from someone who's been doing lashes for 5+ years, if you want to come learn brows, any of those things, if you want to come and learn any of that specialized training that you did not get in school, sometimes I even do specialized trainings on skincare products, skincare ingredients, how you can up your skin game, if you want to take any specialized courses, you're going to have to do that outside of school. So a lot of times, for example, school does not cover lash extensions. In some schools do not cover lash extensions at all. That is not a part of the curriculum. In an instance like that, where you want to learn lash extensions, it's up to you to go find an aesthetics educator or aesthetics or cosmetology instructor who can teach you specialized lash extensions, and then from there you can get a certificate of completion, continued education hours, which are required by the state for you to have every year, so you do have to register for that. That's stuff that's after school, but I did want to go briefly over it because continued education is a requirement. I don't think people realize, like, just because you leave school, you're not done learning. You must continue to grow your education. You must go to trade shows, and a lot of times you can get continued education at those trade shows, at the events. And I honestly recommend people to do specialized training in things that you're interested in. Well, I love brows. I love doing brows. I really wanted to grow as a brow artist, and so in order to do that, I took specialized training in brows. My final tip that I wanted to give as far as someone who is interested in going to aesthetic school is to, again, be like a sponge. Okay, go into aesthetic schools, do your research, but go into aesthetic school 100% open to any and everything that the teachers are willing to teach you. What I love most about being an aesthetics educator is that all of the educators, we all typically have our own specializations, so we can pull from one another. I don't specialize in threading, but one of my coworkers, she might specialize in threading, and that's an opportunity for her to come and speak to my class about threading and show them threading, even though I am not that skilled in threading. So I absolutely love aesthetics. This industry is constantly evolving, constantly changing. There's plenty of room. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, it's oversaturated. I mean, it is competitive. Just like any other field, though, you're going to have your competition. So it's up to you to not be mediocre and be one of the best estheticians out here. That is what keeps me going. That is what keeps me wanting to educate my students, because I don't want you to go out here and say, oh, well, she didn't teach me enough, or she didn't teach me anything. As a licensed educator, it is my duty to make sure that my students are well educated and they know what they're talking about, and we're not just sending people out here into the field not knowing anything about skin or infection control or anything about aesthetics in general. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I try not to ramble too much on my channel, but I just want to be helpful to you all and let you guys know that there is plenty of opportunity out here for you. If you are someone who is interested in becoming a licensed esthetician, it's been on your mind a lot, you have a passion for skin, hair, you have a passion for nails or brows or anything like that, I 100% encourage you to come into the beauty industry. It's so fun, it's so rewarding, and there's plenty of money to be made in this industry. A lot of people like to define the beauty industry as recession proof, because people want to look good 24/7. It doesn't matter what the state of the economy is in, people want to look good 24/7, and they will book you 24/7. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was some help to you, and please feel free to comment below any questions that you might have. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be sure to put my email in the comments if you have any questions, or if you'd like to reach out about specialized trainings or continued education. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, much love. I'll see you later. Bye.